Hi. So today we will learn units and measurements. So recall that when a person steps on this very universe, comes in this very universe, from that very day, measurement comes in his life, in her life. So he has to take a measured amount of food. He or she has to take a counted number of vaccines for their being healthy, and he opens his eyes per day for a counted number of hours. So accounting is there in each and every activity when a person comes to this earth. We need to acquaint our surrounding, our atmosphere for better way of living, so that we should live in a better way. We need to measure each and every object's quantity and every event. You know that this universe is very diverse. Very diverse phenomena are there on this universe. We have seas, we have oceans, land, we have sands, we have solar eclipse, lunar eclipse. So many objects and events go on all around us. And to know all these objects, all these events in a better way, so that we could live our life in a very better way. And this knowing our universe by observed event, by measured event, is called physics. What is physics? To observe anything by taking observations, by taking measurement, and all these activities, all these studies comes under physics. So today we'll start with units and measurements. So how you do measure? Suppose you have a table and you have to measure the length of this table, and instantly you have only your hand span to measure this table. Then what you do? You simply count the number of hand spans that is equal to the length of this table. Suppose you have 1 hand span, 2 hand span, 3 hand span, and you have 4 hand span. Then you say that measurement has been made, and the length of table is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 hand span. So how you measure? The comparison of the magnitude of given physical quantity with that of one basic quantity of same kind. This is basic. Base means in terms of it you are measuring its length. So this thing is called measurement. The comparison. Actually you compared your hand span with that of length of the table. So measurement is actually comparison. Comparison of the magnitude of a given physical quantity. To that of the magnitude of the basic physical quantity of the same kind. Okay, so how you measure the length of this table? Using your hand span, and you got that, okay, it is 4 hand span. How much how much is the length is? It is 4 hand. Now suppose the same length we are measure with some other unit. Suppose it is equal to for hand span it is equal to, okay, it is nearly half meter, so 54 centimeter. So what do you observe? Here, measuring the length of this table by other units. Sometimes you measure with your hand span, sometimes maybe you measure it by your cubit, by your fingers, or by centimeter tape. So you find that the length of the table is not going to change. Length is a constant. Means the measurement also is a constant. Any number, here 4 is a number, and associated with 1 unit. Here you have N1 and 1 unit, here hand span is 1 unit. This is U1, and this must be equal to, this also is a number, and this number, let it is N2, and 1 unit U2. So you find that the product of number and unit is a constant, and so why it is coming equal. N1 U1 comes equal to N2 U2, and it will be equal to N3 U3. So you find that N into U is a constant. And this is actually called the magnitude of a physical quantity. Here I have written magnitude. The comparison of magnitude. Actually we compare this one. This is called magnitude of a physical quantity. Okay, so what is measurement? Measurement is comparison. Comparison with some basic physical quantity of same kind. Suppose you are measuring length, so you are to compare it with some length only. You cannot compare it with DDC, or you cannot compare it with mass, means kg. So comparison of a physical quantity should be made with that of a basic physical quantity of the same kind. And finally you find that a number associated with 1 unit, whether it is hand span or centimeter, this product should be constant, because the length of table is not going to change. It is a constant, whether you measure it with the help of a tape or with hand span, it is a constant. So the product is a constant, and this product is called, MU is called magnitude of physical quantity. Now this physical quantity can be of 2 kinds. A physical quantity, it can be of 2 kinds. Number 1, scalar physical quantity, and number 2, vector. So for a scalar physical quantity, the complete description is only a number and 1 unit. Complete description. You do not need any more thing. But for a vector quantity, you need this magnitude along with plus direction. In scalar quantity, you need only magnitude to fully describe a given physical quantity. But a vector can be described both by magnitude and its direction. Now next thing. First thing, we define measurement, and we use a term here to that of the basic physical quantity of the same kind, which is called unit, which is, okay, let me omit this, okay, kind called unit, because here you have unit, you can see centimeter is a unit, meter is a unit, handspan is a unit. So let me define what the unit is. Here 1 handspan is a unit, and we compare the length of the table with that of this unit. So what is unit? A certain basic, it should be basic. You cannot measure a length nearly equal to 1 meter with that of 1 kilometer. 1 meter should be measured in a small unit thing, like when you make any building, so building blocks should be brick only, brick should be smaller one, basic one. So while measurement also we should take basic things. So unit should be a certain basic arbitrarily chosen. And unanimously accepted also. Okay, let me rub this. Measuring standard. यूनिट क्या होनी चाहिए? यूनिट आपका वो छोटा सा फिजिकल क्वांटिटी है जिसका यूज करके आप एक फिजिकल क्वांटिटी को मेजर करते हो, लेकिन ये फिजिकल क्वांटिटी सेम काइंड का होना चाहिए. लेंथ के लिए लेंथ का यूनिट होनी चाहिए, टेम्परेचर के लिए टेम्परेचर की यूनिट होनी चाहिए, और ये जो यूनिट है आपकी वो फिक्स्ड हो. ऐसा नहीं कि आपका हैंड स्पैन है, आपने कह दिया कि हाँ इस टेबल की लेंथ इतनी है, 4 हैंड स्पैन है, लेकिन आप जिसको बता रहे हो कि हाँ भाई ऐसी टेबल बनानी है और वहां उस पर्सन का हैंड स्पैन उतना बड़ा नहीं है, तो टेबल कभी भी सिमिलर नहीं बन पाएगा. So the first condition is it should be certain. It should be, unit should be certain, fixed one. Hand span is not fixed. It varies from person to person. And second condition is it should be basic, in terms of which you can take measurement. You cannot measure small distances, like suppose you are to draw a small length, 2 centimeter length or something, and you are using a kilometer scale, so it will be very difficult. So for measurement of small lengths we need small physical quantities, and for measurement of large lengths we need large physical large units. Okay, so it should be certain, basic, arbitrarily chosen, unanimously accepted, सभी को एक्सेप्ट हो, पूरे वर्ल्ड में ये यूज किया जा सके. और वैसे ही मेजरिंग स्टैंडर्ड को हम कह देते हैं यूनिट. नाउ okay, so okay, we can formulate one formula. You have N1 U1 is equal to N2 U2. So using this you can convert any physical quantity from one system of unit to another system of unit. Like suppose you have 2 meter length and you have to convert into centimeter. and you do not know the number n2. So three things you know. You are knowing n1 means 2 and u1 means meter, and you are to convert into centimeters, so you are knowing u2 also, but you are not knowing n2. So putting all these values, you can know the unknown number, that is n2. So what is n2? It is 2 meter upon centimeter, and this is equal to 2 into 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter upon centimeter. So therefore n2 comes equal to 200, and therefore measurement in second unit, okay, measurement in second unit is equal to 200 centimeter. So what we find? We find that if, you can see here, if the unit is large, number is small. If the unit is small, number is large. Just inversely proportional. So let me do some more conversions. Conversion is very important. This is one way how you will be converging a system, a physical quantity from one system of unit to another system of unit. This is one way. Now, another method. Okay. Okay, let me do this one also. So before that, let me take let me define these units. Okay, so all over the world, in different countries, we had different system of units, we had different units, and that was very difficult to handle with the commerce and purchases and sales and other things. Like suppose we had gauge, and when we went for international commerce and purchases, nobody was knowing this gauge, and we had unit chatak, and in international market in America, in Europe, in Arab countries, no country was knowing these things. Chatak, gauge, Tassuj, all these were Indian units. And similarly, we had so many units which the foreign countries were using. So we were at great difficulty. So there was a need of a common system of units. So let me explain how the system of unit evolved from our previous system of units. So initially, we had three basic main system of units. Like CGS system of units. Next one is FPS system of units. Then we had MKS system of these two were used in France. So in CGS system we measured mass, and we measured length. Firstly we will be writing length. For length in CGS system we had centimeter. In FPS we had foot, and in MKS we had meter. Now for mass, in serious system we had, and we have, even today we use serious system. So we have gram. In FPS system we have pound, and in MK system we use kg. And for measurement of time we use second. In this system also we use second, and in this system too we use. So for these three physical quantities we had these units in different systems, and along with these systems we had several other units, and locally these were locally used, like chatak, like gaj, like your kattha. All these, we use all these physical units of physical quantity locally in India, but it is not known to anyone outside India. So there was a need of a common system of units. So there came your international system of unit, SI system of unit. It is called System International D units. And in a conference which was taking place in France in I think 1970, in France, they decided unanimously a new system of units that is called System International D units. And under these units we had, under this system we had 7 units. For length it is meter, for mass it is kilogram, for this second. Now we have these, all these are called mechanical physical quantity, and they have mechanical units. These are your mechanical. Let me delete this. These are your mechanical physical quantities. And their units. But our study goes beyond this mechanical study of physics, and now we have to measure current, we have to measure heat, and we need unit of all those physical quantities. So for electric current, we have one unit called ampere. For amount of substance, okay, let me delete this. For amount of substance, we have a unit called mole, and in short it is written as mole. Okay, so while writing units you will be using this short form. Now next one is, okay, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more are there. Next one is luminous intensity. And for luminous intensity you have unit candela, and in short you will be writing CD. And one more thing is remain, amount of okay, electric current, amount of substance, luminous intensity, and temperature. Okay, temperature. For measurement of temperature we have unit Kelvin. So this SI system is more evolved system. It has units for measurement of mechanical physical quantities, as well as it can measure other physical quantities related to other stream of physics. So altogether we have 7 physical quantities and there are 7 units. Now these 7 physical quantities are called basic physical quantities. Their units are called basic units. Now, we have hundreds of physical quantities, but we have a very limited number of units. How many units do you have? 7. And we have hundreds of physical quantities like length, mass, area, volume, so many. Momentum, angular momentum, torque, so many physical quantities are there. Altogether more than 100 physical quantity. And measurement of all those physical quantity are made in terms of your basic physical quantities. Actually, all those physical quantities can be obtained either by the product of or division of these fundamental basic physical quantities. This basic physical quantity, this is also called fundamental physical quantity. Fundamental physical quantity. Okay, so we can have unit of all these other physical quantity by a certain combination of these basic physical units. We have units of okay, let me firstly write the name of these physical quantities. These are called derived physical one example is your area. So for finding area, you multiply length with breadth and you obtain area. So area is a derived physical quantity, and this physical quantity can be had by certain combination of the two lengths. What is your force? Force also is a derived physical quantity because it is product of mass into it is product of length and it is product of minus 2 power of time. Minus 2 power of time. So all the derived physical quantities can be obtained by certain combination of these base physical quantities. Meter is your mass is your base, length is your base, and time is your base. So you combine these basic physical quantity, you multiply this basic physical quantity to have some other physical quantities which are called derived physical quantities. So what are derived physical quantities? All the physical quantities which can be obtained by certain combination of means product of and division of only mind here, so take notice of it. I am writing only product of or division of. I am not writing addition and subtraction of. So the physical quantities, basic physical quantities of basic physical quantities okay, and their units are called derived units. Units are called derived units. And derived unit can also be obtained by product of or division of basic units. Can be obtained by product of or division of basic units. And how many basic units are there? There are 7. So you have altogether 7 basic units, and you can find units of hundreds of physical quantity using these 7 basic units. Okay. Now, second way of conversion of these units. Conversion of units. So in CGS system or in MKS system, you find that you have only mechanical physical quantities. That is, if suppose you have length, then you write length in meter. Okay. When you have length, when you have mass. Okay, in CGS system you write in gram, and when you have time, you write in second. So let me find its multiple and submultiple of these units. Unit of length in meter, mass in gram, and time in second. So when you try to have smaller units, some multiple of unit, then you would be writing decimeter, and for deci you have prefix 10 to power minus 1. So 1 decimeter is equal to 10 to power minus 1 meter. So let me write in a proper way. Okay. Let me write in proper way. So smaller unit is decimeter. Decimeter. 1 decimeter is equal to how much meter? For deci you have prefix 10 power minus 1 meter. These are equal. Now if you put this prefix into mass, then you will be writing decigram. 1 decigram is equal to 10 power minus 1 gram. And similarly, in measurement of time, 1 decisecond is equal to 10 power minus 1 second. Now 1 centimeter, for centi you have prefix 10 power minus 2 meter. And similarly you will be using in all these basic physical quantities. So for mass you will be writing 1 centigram, so it will be equal to 10 power minus 2 gram. 1 centisecond, 10 power minus 2 second. Now and still smaller unit will be 1 millimeter. So for milli you will be writing prefix 10 power minus 3 meter and so on. Then 1 micro, this is called micro. So 1 micrometer is equal to 10 power minus 6 meter. 1 nanometer means 10 power minus 9 meter. 1 picometer means 10 power minus 12 meter. 1 femto, this is called pico, P-I-C-O, pico, this is nano. 1 femtometer is equal to 10 power minus 15 meter. Femto. And this is your and then your pesa, and then let me write firstly the multiple of units, larger units, then I will write this one. So after decimeter, and then you have meter, then decameter, 1 deca, DA. For deca you will be writing DA. Decameter is equal to 10 power 1 meter. 1 hectometer is equal to 10 power 2 meter. 1 kilometer is equal to 10 power 3 meter. 1 megameter is equal to 10 power 6 meter. Do remember all these things. 1 gigameter, 10 power 9 meter. 1 terameter, 10 power 12 meter. 1 petameter, 10 power 15 meter. And then above this you have 1 exa. 1 exa meter is equal to 10 power 18 meter. After femto you have peta, exa. And what is that? 1 attometer is equal to 10 power minus 18 meter. Now see how conversion becomes very easy. Suppose you are to convert 2 centimeter into 1 kilometer. Convert 2 centimeter into kilometer. So what will you do? Here centimeter is smaller unit, number large, larger unit number small. So when you have large unit, number should be small. And how much small? So write here 2 into, from centimeter you go to decimeter. So this decreases by 10 power minus 1. By 10 times it decreases. And then by another 10 times here meter decreases. 10 power 2 times. Here 10 power 3. 10 power 4 and 10 power 5. So it easily can be written as 10 power minus 5 kilometer. Now to convert 2 centimeter into gigameter, how can you convert? So from here you can see this unit is small, so number is large. This unit is large, gigameter is large, so number should be small. By how much it should be small? So without calculating you can find this. It reduces 10 times, and from here to here 10 power 2 times. From here to you reach this place, again 10 power 3 times, 10 power 4 times, 10 power 5, and from here the power changes at the rate of 3. So you just increase 3 power. Let me again start. Centimeter to decimeter, 10 power 1. From deci to meter, simply meter, 10 power 2. From here 10 power 3, 10 power 4, 10 power 5. But from here you jump 3 number, 10 power 5, 6, 7, 8. So 10 power 8. And again you jump here 3 number, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you simply write 2 into 10 power minus 11. Since the unit is large, so number should be small. So you would be writing 10 power minus 11 gigameter. This was your one example, two example. Now third example. Convert. Now I am taking gram, and how much gram? Megagram. Okay. Convert 1 megagram into milligram. So when you come from mega to kilo, 10 power 3, 10 power 4, it is changing by 10 times. So, and it is changing by 1000 times, you can see here. So number changes by 10 power 3. So 3, this is your 4. From 4 when you reaches to decameter, 5, then here 6, 7, 8, 9. So when you reach milligram, so 10 to the power 9. And since unit is small, so power should be, so the number should be large, so power should be positive. Unit small, number large, and this is why power of 10 should be positive, this much milligram. So simply you can convert in this way. Now let me write some of the derived physical quantities and their units. Example of derived, let me delete this. Example of derived physical quantities. First example, velocity. Velocity is equal to displacement per unit time, and its unit is, this is your derived physical quantity, and here I will be writing unit. Unit will be meter per second. So you used two basic physical units for this derived physical quantity. Now second one, acceleration, and this is equal to velocity per unit time. And for velocity you have just written velocity, it is meter per second and one more time, so meter per second square. So The derived unit of acceleration is using two basic units, physical units, meter and second. In this way, you'll be finding so many derived physical units for derived physical quantities, and you will do conversion of a physical quantity from one system to another using these methods. Okay, now I conclude.